Jack Thompson stood at the edge of the lion enclosure, the familiar sounds of the zoo enveloping him in a comforting hum. Birds chirped, children laughed, and the distant roar of a tiger echoed through the lush greenery. His mind was focused on the animals, each one a living testament to Earth's diverse life. He never imagined his routine would be interrupted by something out of this world. As the sun dipped toward the horizon, casting a golden hue over the zoo, Jack noticed an unusual flicker of light in the sky. At first, he thought it was a trick of the light, but the flicker grew brighter, descending rapidly. His heart raced as he realized it was headed straight for the zoo. Jack's instinct was to protect his charges. He ran toward the source, his boots crunching on the gravel path. The object landed with a gentle thud in the open field near the elephant enclosure. Jack skidded to a stop, his breath catching in his throat. Before him stood a sleek, silver spacecraft, its surface gleaming under the dying sunlight. The air hummed with a low, vibrating energy. A hatch opened with a hiss, and a figure emerged, cloaked in shimmering robes. "Good evening, Mr. Thompson," the figure said, her voice melodious and calming. "I am Professor Elora Quinn of the Galactic Council." Jack blinked, struggling to comprehend the surreal sight before him. "The Galactic Council?" he echoed, his voice tinged with disbelief. Elora nodded, her eyes reflecting the myriad colors of the setting sun. "Indeed. We wish to invite you to present your knowledge to the Council." Jack's mind whirled. Aliens? Galactic Council? It sounded like something out of a science fiction novel. "Why me?" he asked, finding his voice. "Your innovative methods in animal care and education have not gone unnoticed. You are uniquely suited to represent Earth's biodiversity," Elora explained, her expression earnest. Jack hesitated. The zoo was his life, his sanctuary. Leaving it, even temporarily, was unthinkable. "I don't know. This is all so sudden." Elora stepped closer, her presence both serene and compelling. "I understand your hesitation, but your knowledge could foster a greater understanding among the species of the galaxy. It's an opportunity to make a difference on a cosmic scale." The weight of her words sank in, but fear still gnawed at him. "What about my animals?" "They need me." Elora smiled softly. "Arrangements can be made for their care in your absence." "This is a rare chance, Jack. Think of the impact you could have." Jack took a deep breath, grappling with the enormity of the decision. The idea of venturing into space, representing Earth, was daunting yet exhilarating. He glanced back at the zoo, the familiar paths and enclosures, then returned his gaze to Elora. Her eyes held a promise of adventure and purpose. "All right," he said finally, his voice firm. "I'll do it." Elora's smile widened, and she extended her hand. "Welcome aboard, Mr. Thompson." As Jack grasped her hand, a surge of energy coursed through him. The spacecraft's hatch closed, and a hum filled the air. The ship lifted off the ground, and Jack watched as the zoo, his home, shrank below him. Excitement and anxiety churned within him. The interior of the spacecraft was a marvel of technology, with smooth, glowing panels and a serene, otherworldly atmosphere. Jack's apprehension began to melt away, replaced by a sense of awe and anticipation. "We will arrive at the Galactic Council space station shortly," Elora said, guiding him to a comfortable seat. As the stars blurred into streaks of light outside the window, Jack's thoughts raced. He had stepped into an adventure beyond his wildest dreams, and though the future was uncertain, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. This was his chance to show the galaxy the wonders of Earth and its creatures. The Galactic Council space station loomed ahead, a magnificent structure of shimmering metal and intricate design floating serenely in the vast expanse of space. Jack Thompson, seated beside Professor Elora Quinn, couldn't help but marvel at the sight. The spacecraft glided smoothly into the station's docking bay, and Jack's heart pounded with a mix of awe and apprehension. "Welcome to the Galactic Council's headquarters," Elora said, her voice tinged with pride. "This is where representatives from countless civilizations gather to share knowledge and foster peace." As they disembarked, Jack found himself surrounded by beings of all shapes and sizes, each more extraordinary than the last. Elora led him through the bustling corridors, filled with a low hum of conversation and the occasional flash of alien technology. "We've arranged accommodations for you," Alara said, pausing in front of a door that slid open to reveal a spacious, futuristic room. "You'll find everything you need here. Tomorrow, we'll begin preparations for your presentation." Jack nodded, trying to absorb the whirlwind of information. "Thank you, Professor Quinn. This is beyond anything I've ever imagined." Alara smiled, her eyes twinkling. "Rest well, Jack. You have a big day ahead." Left alone, Jack explored his room, its sleek design and advanced amenities, a stark contrast to his modest quarters back on Earth. He couldn't shake the feeling of being an outsider in this vast, interstellar community. The next morning, Alara escorted Jack to a large hall where the human zoo exhibit was being set up. Jack's eyes widened as he saw holographic displays of Earth's diverse ecosystems, complete with lifelike images and sounds. It was a stunningly accurate representation, and he felt a surge of pride. As they worked, various council members stopped by to observe. One of them, a tall, slender being with iridescent skin, approached. "Greetings, Earthling. I am Zarkon, a member of the council." Jack extended his hand, but Zarkon merely stared at it, his eyes cold. "I understand you will be showcasing your planet's biodiversity. Let's hope it's worth our time." Jack sensed the hostility but remained calm. "I believe you'll find it quite remarkable." Zarkon's eyes narrowed. "We shall see." Jack Thompson stood at the center of the bustling Galactic Council Hall, his mind still reeling from the previous day's success. The applause and accolades had bolstered his confidence, but the lingering presence of Zarkon's hostility weighed heavily on his thoughts. As he prepared for the next phase of his presentation, a sense of unease gnawed at him. Alara Quinn approached, her expression one of calm determination. "You did well yesterday, Jack. But today will be even more challenging. The council members want to see live demonstrations of Earth's fauna." Jack nodded, though his stomach churned with anxiety. "I'm ready. Let's show them the best of what Earth has to offer." As they moved to the exhibit area, Jack was greeted by a myriad of holographic animals and plants, each meticulously rendered to provide an immersive experience. The council members gathered around, their expressions a mix of curiosity and skepticism. Zarkon stood at the back, his arms crossed and a disdainful sneer on his lips. Jack took a deep breath and began his demonstration. "Ladies and gentlemen of the council, today I will show you the remarkable adaptability and intelligence of Earth's creatures." He activated a series of displays, each one highlighting different animals performing complex tasks. The audience watched in rapt attention as dolphins solved puzzles, elephants painted pictures, and birds demonstrated impressive mimicry. Jack's confidence grew with each successful demonstration, but he remained acutely aware of Zarkon's penetrating gaze. Suddenly, without warning, the holographic systems flickered and died. The room plunged into darkness, and a chorus of confused murmurs filled the air. Jack's heart sank as he realized what had happened. Zarkon stepped forward, a triumphant glint in his eyes. "It seems your primitive technology has failed once again," Zarkon said, his voice dripping with contempt. "Perhaps this is a sign that humanity is not ready to join the Galactic Council." Panic surged through Jack, but he quickly suppressed it. He couldn't let Zarkon undermine his efforts. "Please, everyone, remain calm," he said, his voice steady despite the turmoil inside. "The technology may have failed, but the animals themselves have not." Jack turned to a side door and opened it, revealing a group of live animals that had been brought as a backup. The sight of the creatures, from majestic eagles to playful otters, elicited gasps of amazement from the audience. "These are real, living beings from Earth," Jack continued. "Their presence here speaks volumes about the resilience and ingenuity of our planet's life forms." He moved among the animals, explaining their behaviors and adaptations. The council members leaned in, their interest reignited. Even Zarkon seemed momentarily at a loss for words. Jack's passion and knowledge shone through, captivating the audience despite the technical setback. As Jack concluded his presentation, he felt a wave of relief. The live demonstration had been a gamble, but it had paid off. The council members applauded, their enthusiasm clear. Alara approached him, her smile wide and proud. You handled that brilliantly, Jack, she said. The council is impressed. But be cautious. Zarkon won't give up easily. Jack nodded, his eyes scanning the room. Zarkon was already deep in conversation with a group of council members, his expression one of cold calculation. The battle for Earth's place in the galaxy was far from over, and Jack knew he needed to stay vigilant. The day ended on a high note, with Jack receiving numerous invitations from council members to discuss Earth's biodiversity further. Yet, as he returned to his quarters, a sense of unease lingered. He had overcome a significant obstacle, but Zarkon's shadow loomed large, a constant reminder of the challenges ahead. Jack Thompson stood before the Galactic Council once more, his heart a steady drumbeat of determination. The council chamber, with its high arches and glowing walls, seemed almost daunting, but Jack's resolve was unshakable. He had faced the sabotage, proven Earth's worth, and now came the final test, the debate with Zarkon. Professor Alara Quinn stood beside him, her calm presence a source of strength. You've done well, Jack. Remember, this is about more than just winning an argument. It's about showing them what humanity truly represents. Jack nodded, his eyes scanning the assembled council members. Each face held a mix of curiosity, skepticism, and hope. Zarkon, however, was a portrait of disdain. The iridescent-skinned council member stepped forward, his voice echoing in the vast chamber. Esteemed members of the council, Zarkon began, his tone imperious, we've witnessed the spectacle of Earth's fauna. But does this truly merit their inclusion in our esteemed council? I say no. Humanity is primitive, chaotic, and ultimately a danger to itself and others. Jack felt a surge of anger, but kept his composure. This was his moment to counter Zarkon's claims and secure a future for Earth. Members of the council, Jack said, stepping forward, Zarkon's words paint a bleak picture, but they ignore the fundamental truths about humanity. Yes, we have our flaws, but we also have unparalleled potential for growth and compassion. He projected holographic images of Earth's achievements, medical breakthroughs, acts of bravery, and moments of profound unity. The council watched, their expressions shifting from skepticism to intrigue. Humanity's diversity is its strength, Jack continued. We are a species that learns, adapts, and overcomes. We face challenges, both natural and self-inflicted. Zarkon sneered. And what of your history of conflict and destruction? Can you deny the wars, the pollution, the countless mistakes? Jack met Zarkon's gaze, unwavering. I do not deny our past. But it is through our struggles that we have grown. Every species here has faced trials. We are no different in that regard. He turned to the council members, his voice resonating with conviction. Look at the children who are taught to value nature, the scientists who work tirelessly to heal the planet, and the countless acts of kindness that define our daily lives. We are more than our mistakes. The chamber fell silent, the weight of Jack's words hanging in the air. Alara stepped forward, adding her voice to Jack's. Humanity's journey is far from over. Their inclusion in the council would not only benefit them, but also enrich us all. They have much to teach and much to learn. A murmur spread through the assembly. Jack watched as the council members exchanged glances, their expressions thoughtful. Zarkon's scowl deepened, but he remained silent. Finally, the head of the council, an ancient being with eyes like molten gold, spoke. Jack Thompson, you have presented a compelling case. Humanity's potential is evident, but so are its risks. The council must deliberate further. Jack's heart sank slightly, but he nodded in understanding. Thank you for your consideration. I believe in humanity's potential, and I hope you will see it as well. As the session adjourned, Alara placed a reassuring hand on Jack's shoulder. You did everything you could. Now we must wait. Jack exhaled slowly, the tension easing from his shoulders. Whatever happens, I'm proud of what we've accomplished. Alara smiled. As you should be. No matter the outcome, you've shown the galaxy what humanity truly stands for. That evening, Jack returned to his quarters, his mind a whirlwind of thoughts. He knew the path ahead was uncertain, but he felt a renewed sense of purpose. The council's decision would come in time, but for now, he had done his part.